How old are you?
23.
Okay. What do you have for us today?
Well, I don't really want to talk too long, but I do want to say that I agree with dude who just came on, and I think it's really just childish and immature that you mock God on your other lives. Yes, I'm 23. But yeah, I think it's not cool. It's mean. Yeah, what's the point of it?
To expose the wrong and terrible arguments on your side.
But why do you have to do it in a mocking way? Like that defeats the whole purpose.
Because for so long, people have been scared to mock religion because they think
No.
it's sacred.
What?
Yeah, it's
No.
taboo. It's taboo to talk about religion in a negative tone. That's why I'm here to show you that it's okay to do that. It's okay to
Okay.
mock religion. They're just beliefs. They're not people. It's gonna be okay, man. You're
Well,
gonna survive this.
okay. All right. I just wanted to say that it's mad disrespectful and you need to do something else with your time other than mock people's religion. You need to respect people. And
I am. How
no,
am I
you're not.
disrespecting?
No, you're
How am I
not. You're
how am
coming
I
on
dis-
here mocking people about their religion. If you want to
How
talk about your religion or your not religion, whatever, you can do that, but you don't need to be disrespectful and bring people down. Like, what's the point of being mean to people?
How am I disrespecting you?
You're mocking people, bro.
How? How am I mocking you?
Dude, your other lives, you're pretending to be a Christian or whatever in your lives, and you just recently started to do it. Yeah.
And how is that mocking you? How is that
you're
mocking you?
mocking people.
How is it mocking you?
What do you mean? Because you're not because you know you're not a Christian, or you don't believe in God at all.
Okay,
Yet you're
how's it mocking you?
pretending.
But how's it mocking you though? Right? How's it about you? Why is it about you now?
Well, it's not just about me. I'm speaking for everybody.
Then
Stop
who's it
being,
about?
huh?
Who's it about? Who exactly am I mocking?
Whoever believes in God.
No, I'm not. I'm not mocking people. I'm mocking the
The
beliefs.
religion. Yep. I don't
Exactly.
care. That's
I'm
still
mocking the
mocking.
religion. It's the religion I'm mocking,
Yes.
not you.
So you need to respect other people and you need
I
to stop mocking, but you're not. It's
How am
not
I-
respectful.
How am I disrespecting you?
You're not disrespecting just me, but you're disrespecting everybody who believes in that religion.
How? How am I disrespecting you?
Because you're mocking them. What's not clicking? What's not clicking, Mike?
How am I mocking you?
Right now, you're not mocking me, but before you were mocking me. You were mocking my God.
How?
And so you were mocking.
How am I mocking you? How was I mocking you?
You were pretending to be religious. How is that not mocking?
How is that mocking you?
Well, you were trying. How is that not? What?
Because it has nothing to do with you or any person individually. It has to do with the belief system.
Okay, but break it down. It has to do with people's beliefs. So, okay, you want to be so. This is why nobody can talk to you. It's the bigger picture, buddy. The bigger picture is you're a bully and you're mocking people's religion for fun, and it's not cool.
So why is it wrong to mock religion?
I'm not going to stay up here to get your views going. I'm just telling you now, like, grow up, be nice, do better. That's it. Just be nice.
I will be nice when your religion's nice to us. When your religion does not say that people that are LGBT should be killed. When your religion says that women deserve rights and should not be silenced in churches. I will respect your religion when your religion stops saying that it's wrong to be gay.
You understand that religion was built to make us argue, and you also understand that there's probably fake Christians like what you're doing on your lives, and they're probably not even real Christians. So if
I don't care.
Okay, well, you care enough.
A force of evil.
Huh?
Religion has been a force of evil in our world and has killed millions of people. It has caused wars.
No, evil people cause wars, okay?
Because of religion, influenced by religion.
A man to grape a girl. Nobody forces a woman to kill her baby.
Your Bible allows it.
No, I don't
Yes, it
believe
does.
I don't believe that
Ethics,
you need to even read. I'm sorry, but I'm going to shake your world, but I don't think you need to believe or read the Bible to believe in God.
your religion allows us
I
to
don't
create
claim
children.
a religion, buddy. So,
Okay, so you're not Christian?
no.
What are you?
I'm nothing. I claim nothing.
So you don't believe in God?
Oh, I do. I think
Which one?
religion,
Which God do you believe in?
there's
Jesus?
only one God.
Is that Jesus?
There's God, and yeah, there's Jesus. He came. But yeah, I
Okay,
don't believe.
so you are a Christian. You believe in Jesus. You believe in Christ.
I don't claim a religion anymore because there's people like you who try to say that, oh, Christians say this, oh,
Look at
Christians
what
say
you're
that.
doing. Look at what you're doing. You're shunning away the notion that you're a Christian because you don't like the trait. You don't like it. You're so ashamed of
No,
Christianity that you
nobody's
don't call yourself.
ashamed.
So
No,
then why don't you
that
call
has
yourself a
nothing to do
Christian?
with being ashamed. It has all to do with the fact that I can see your arguments, but I don't agree. Like, I can see where you're coming from, but just because I don't claim
So
a
what is so
religion,
wrong about what is so wrong about mocking a belief that is harmful?
we'll go about it in a different way. Like, just
How?
be
How do I do that?
respectful. How about that?
How do I respect a disrespectful book?
Okay, I don't know why you're so stuck on this book. Like, what's up with you? Like, even churches aren't completely good. Like, you're over here, like, you get what, your heart broken one time, and now you're, oh, fuck all women. So what, a Christian, here,
I
let me break
never
it
said
down.
that.
So a Christian or
When did I
somebody
ever say
came to
that?
you, a Christian came to you, and you didn't like how they treated you, so all Christians are bad, right?
No, not at all. It's not about my family's Christian. It's not about Christians. It's about their beliefs. They're bad.
What's
Get
wrong
over it.
with their belief? What is wrong with just believing in a God? What's
Well,
wrong with
it's
believing
not.
love?
It's
Like,
not
what's
that
wrong with,
it's
huh?
not that believing in God is wrong. It's that many beliefs in the Christian faith are bad, like Leviticus 20:13 or Exodus 21:7, right? Those are bad verses where it
What are they?
says that
Let me know.
you don't know your own Bible, Leviticus
I told
20:13.
you, buddy. I said, I don't believe that you need to know the
Okay, so
Bible
do you think
front
it's
and back.
harmful? Do you think when the Bible says we get to stone people to death for being gay, is that wrong to you?
Again, I don't believe that. Again, what is
Okay,
wrong
but
with
would you
you?
say it's wrong?
Yes, I believe that that is wrong,
Okay,
100%.
great. So then why should we respect that?
Because I believe that we don't know anything. I believe that it is far greater than all of us, but I do know that I don't know. I mean, right and wrong. I mean, no, of course you shouldn't stone people because they're gay. Let them be gay if they want to be
Yeah,
gay.
so that's why I'm fighting against that. I'm with you. I support what you're saying here. That's why I'm trying to mock their beliefs
No, but go
because
about
those
it a
beliefs
different way.
deserve mockery. They deserve criticism. They're bad beliefs that can harm people.
Okay, well, go about it a different way. Don't mock people.
How? How do I disrespect beliefs in a more respectful way? How do I
Communicate. If you don't know how to communicate, I don't know
I
what to
am
tell you.
communicating. I'm saying they're wrong and I'm making fun of those beliefs. They're bad.
Well, no, exactly. Apparently, you only know how to communicate in a mocking way. I'm telling you, figure it out and do it a different way.
I mock because beliefs deserve mockery, especially bad ones. And we live in a society where people think it's bad to mock or bad to
Because
criticize
that's rude.
religions.
Why
And
would
I'm
you
trying to,
mock would you mock
why
a
is it
gay
rude? Why
person?
is it
Would you
rude?
mock a
Why is it
fat
rude?
person? Would you mock a
No,
disabled
of course
person?
not.
So
I'm not
why are you,
mocking
so
people.
two wrongs don't make a right.
I'm not mocking a person. I'm
You,
mocking your belief.
but you're, yeah, and it's disrespectful. It just comes down to the,
How is it disrespectful to you?
because it's my belief and it's a lot of
If it's
people's
not,
belief.
but you are not a belief. You're a person.
Oh my
Your belief
God.
is separate from you.
Okay,
You're
you want
taking
to
it
you
personally.
want to keep going around it. All right.
You're taking it personally. Why?
No. No, I'm not taking it personal. I'm just speaking
Okay,
up for
great. So then
people.
it has nothing to do with you. I'm not disrespecting you at all, or any
You're
Christian. I'm
disrespecting
disrespecting
my
their belief.
God.
Exactly, which doesn't exist.
Oh, he exists. Yes, he does.
Okay, great. So let's debate. Prove it, right? This is how we start debates. This is literally
I
the
don't need to
point.
prove anything to you. I just need you to
Okay,
know that
so
you're
then
being
if you're not gonna,
disrespectful.
so then if you're not willing to come up here and debate me, then stop complaining that I'm showing you wrong.
Well, no, I'm about to get off of here. I'm just telling you, because nobody probably wants to put you in your place. You're a bully. You're a effing bully, dude. Stop.
How am I bullying you or anybody?
You're bullying people's religion, their beliefs, their whatever.
But religions are not people.
But it's the people's beliefs. Stop freaking.
But a person is not a belief. A person's just a person.
Okay, but dude. All right. Okay, well, it was good talking to you. Not really, but do better. Be nice. You know, spread love. Don't be a fucking a-hole, you know? I don't even know how to get off this shit. Kick me off of here.
Guys, it's easy to complain. It's hard to debate. It's hard to be someone who's not scared of taking criticism like that. I understand where you guys are coming from. You don't like when I mock your beliefs. I know you don't like it. I understand it. I used to be a Christian too. I used to not like when people mocked Christianity. I understand it. But at the same time, your beliefs are not a person. You are taking them personally for some reason. Why? They're not personal. They're not you. They're not part of you. For some reason, Christians assume these religions as part of their person. Why? Go ahead and disrespect my beliefs. I don't care. But I'll come back and fight back with evidence and data to show you that you're wrong. You can't do the same. That's why I mock. So many beliefs are bad.
I just wanted to say that while you're heavy-handed, I really appreciate you, and I think you're a really good person.
Yeah, thank you. I know who I am. I'm not a bad person at all.
Right, but sometimes it's misconstrued, and a lot of times I want to follow people who are really nice to me, but sometimes the truth is more important. That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, it's important to question beliefs first and foremost. Not about you.
Hey.
Hi.
So, you know how you were talking about throwing the stones and stuff and stoning that person or whatever?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Christians would throw the stones, but Christ wouldn't. He said, the person that first throws the stone, he who is without sin, throw the first stone. You know that verse. See, the Christians are different from Christ. The Christians aren't good. Christ is good.
Sure. So what you're doing is you're just yapping, right? What I'm asking for is, why does your Bible suggest that we get to kill somebody for being gay? Why? Why would your God say that?
Christ doesn't say it. Christ would never do that.
Is Christ God?
Christ is God.
Then God said it in Leviticus 20:13. He said that we can kill gay people.
God never said it.
Yes, he did. It's in your Bible, Leviticus 20:13. The
and
Lord
who
says,
wrote Leviticus 19?
Isn't it God's word?
No, Moses wrote it.
Okay, but it says Moses got orders from God, and it says God says that you can kill somebody for being gay.
There's a commandment that says thou shalt not kill. So therefore it's
Only
contradictory.
that only applies to people who are not gay or women.
No, you shouldn't kill anybody.
Then why does Leviticus 20:13, Deuteronomy 13:6, and many other verses allow you to kill people?
No, Leviticus that's not God. Christ came to show who God is.
Okay, so Leviticus 20:13, where it says the Lord says that if a man lies with another man, they should be put to death. What is that saying?
Christ never said that.
But God did.
Christ is God.
So God said it. God said it. Christ said it. Same thing. You're a Christian, sir.
No, Christ is God.
Right. And God said that in the Bible, right?
Not God, Moses. Everything that was in the Bible, Christ came and said that some of the stuff in the Bible was
I understand Moses wrote it, but Moses was saying God said this in the Bible. It's right. God's words. No. God's word.
Listen, bro. Christ came and said a lot of the stuff that's written in the Bible is bullshit. Christ said it himself. He said that some of it isn't right.
So then God's morality was wrong.
No, Moses is not God.
Okay, so then why does God say we can kill people in Leviticus 20:13?
He said, he who is out without sin can kill people. And there's no one without sin.
You're not answering directly. You're being very dishonest, sir.
I'm not being dishonest.
Then why does the Bible in Leviticus 20:13 say you can murder somebody for being gay?
All right, I gotta go.
How dishonest can you be? It's a simple question. To me, it's wrong. Why do Christians have to go, oh, well, the Old Testament, the New Testament, God. Why not just say it's wrong? And it always is wrong. And that's it. Why the delay? Why the apologetics? Why? This is pathetic to me. I think it's wrong.
Hey.
Hi.
Good question. So you say that you mock the beliefs of Christianity. What about the religions that's not considered religions, such as Satanism? Could you still mock that?
Why would I mock it when it doesn't harm anybody?
because some religions helps benefit and help you find peace.
Well, you can find peace in Christianity, but still Christianity has there's bad beliefs within it. Within the Bible, there's lots of atrocious things that don't give us peace. They give us death.
I do agree, but I'm still like, for me, I used to be a Christian, but like when I was a Christian, I wasn't like the other Christians that was attacking. Like I've treated how I want to be treated, which was equal.
Okay, well then what that demonstrates to me is that you can come to morality without God or the Bible. You can be a good person without the Bible. That's another reason why I mock religion, because you don't need the Bible to feel peaceful or to be good or to be happy. It's not required.
Yeah. So the other question is you mentioned that you want to see people either be out of religion or be in religion. But would it make you happy for someone to be out of the religion, as an example?
What?
Let's just say someone is in religion, but then they get out of it and they're considered as an ex-Christian or an agnostic. Would that make you happy, or would you prefer them to be happy with what they believe?
I don't care if you're happy. I care if you're correct and accurate and not harming somebody. Jeffrey Dahmer was happy when he raped children. It doesn't make it good. Just because you're happy with it doesn't make it good. So to me, I think that instead of being so emotional about religion, oh, it's my belief, it makes me happy. Why not think about what you're actually believing in This way you can recognize that you don't need it to be happy in the first place. That's more powerful than just hiding behind your book and saying, it makes me happy, it makes me happy. Well, no shit. Anything can make you happy, but it doesn't make it good.
So there's some Christians that doesn't go to church, and
want to see it for myself. Who knows? Maybe after 28 days, I'll be a true believer myself. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Yeah.
Let's think about it. Yo, how you doing, brother?
Hi.
Hi. So I kind of heard you kind of speaking a little bit about the religion and stuff like that. I'm not gonna speak on a specific religion, but I will talk about like the existence of God, correct? So you said that God is fake, right? It's just all in everybody's head, correct?
Okay.
Okay, so like you said, because when anybody that believe in a religion will believe in a God, so we understand that they got like a higher power to know that they got an absolute truth and an absolute sin. So how can you say is somebody else wrong if there's no God, like you said, there's no objective truth, so that means morals are relative.
Why do I need objective truth to come to moral opinions?
That makes everything moral. That makes everything, relative. There's no objective truth. But
what's wrong with relative morality?
what's wrong with it? You know, a lot of people thought that what they was doing was okay. So if it's all relative,
Okay, I think they're wrong. Okay, what's your point? What makes you think you have? What makes you think that you have some special access to absolute truths about morality?
I'm gonna tell you why. Because we got to use a brain, a conscience that we was given. That's why. But they got culture.
Sir, are you Christian? Are you Christian?
Yeah, I'm Christian, but I really don't want to label myself as a Christian. I'm just a follower of Christ. I don't believe in religion.
Do you think everything in the Bible was perfect morality?
Yes, personally, in my opinion, correct.
Okay, great. So in Exodus 21:7, where God says that we can sell children and have them as become sex slaves, that's perfect morality too.
No, under your view is subjective. So whatever you think it is what you think it is. Like I said, you got to keep everything. Being a consistent atheist is subjective.
I'm asking you a simple question, sir.
And I answer the question. What are you not
I'm asking you a simple question. When the Bible says you can sell your kids as sex slaves, is that perfect morality to you?
What verse was that?
Exodus 21:7.
Exodus 21:7.
I can't believe you have to think about this.
What you mean? Think about it? You know how big a Bible is? You know how much you had to read? Man just said that like I'm supposed to know every.
Oh my gosh, sir, this is embarrassing.
That's embarrassing. So I'm gonna ask you a question.
Why is it so hard for Christians to answer this question?
It's not hard to answer the question.
So then answer it. Then answer the question.
That's why you pull up the verses. Like what? What are you talking about? Can you read? Can you cite every verse in the Bible right now? No, you can't. I know it's impossible. Exactly.
I gave you the verse and I explained to you what it means. It says you can sell your daughter as a sex slave. Do you think that's wrong or good?
You saying you asking me if I think it's wrong? I mean I can't say it because God said it.
Wow. So if God said that it's okay to grape somebody, you would think that's okay because God said it?
But did he say that to me?
He did.
When did he tell me that? When did he
tell me that? He literally said you can do that.
When?
Exodus 21:7.
No. Because you gotta understand, when you think about the Bible, they use it as historical evidence. So that's was considered history. So the people that was dealing in that time was commanded that. But did he tell me now? Me personally, because obviously we look at God as a person.
Sir, can you answer the question directly?
I just answered the question. Are you listening?
Do you think it was okay for some people to own children as sex slaves?
Bro, I just answered the question. You said, "Oh wow," that's what you said. I heard what you said, brother.
Was it wrong or okay, sir?
What did I, bro? Are you listening to me? I don't think you're listening, because you just stated, "Oh, wow, that's crazy." So if God tell you this, okay, I answer the question. So why you asking another question, asking the same question after I answered it already? That don't make sense.
Can you just repeat yourself? Say yes or no.
I did say yeah, bro. I said yes already, dude. What do you
So
not
okay,
understand?
great. So you think it was okay for God to allow kids to be
I
sold as sex slaves? Okay.
I know what God
All right.
did while reading.
And then you claim to have objective morality. I'm sorry. You don't have objective morality. You pretend you do. And Maya up here saying Jay Dyer. What did Jay Dyer defeat me with? What was his argument? Go ahead. Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Let's go ahead. Let's hear what his argument was. You know, Mike. No, I don't know. There was no defeating there. He did not defeat me anywhere. Where did he defeat me? If you can't give the explanation, then you can't say he defeated me and be dishonest, right? You are dishonest. You just want me to lose because you can't defeat anything I'm saying. It took less than 8 minutes. Fantastic. What was the argument that defeated me? Go ahead. Let's hear the argument, right? Let's hear the argument. You can come up, Maya. You're welcome to come up and explain to us how I lost, right? Go ahead.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. What do you got?
Well, I would say I'm a Christian. I disagree with the last gentleman, but I am a Christian. Don't really have too much to say about veganism. It's kind of like whatever you want to eat's not really my business.
Okay.
But in regards to religion, I think that religion is a net good for society. Net positive, I should probably say.
Okay, so what is your contention here? What is your argument?
Yeah, well, I'm laying it out. I just said I think that religion is a net good for society.
Religion. So Christianity in particular, or any religion?
Yeah, we can let's argue for Christianity. I mean, I could argue for other religions, but being that I'm a Christian, I probably best if I argue for Christianity.
Why is Christianity better for society?
Why is it better?
Yeah, why is it a net positive?
A few reasons. I guess we can probably start with the obvious ones. Is that it gives people a objective moral framework. That's one.
Oh, really?
Sure.
Where's the objective moral framework it gives you?
It's in the scriptures. It's in the commandments. It's in what Jesus laid out.
Okay, and how do you know that what Jesus laid out was objectively good?
Well, to start, I would say because when we're talking about anything that's objective, say it would have to come from God, and God being the creator of the heavens and the earth, he gets to decide what is good and what is bad because he created everything.
Okay. Why should we follow God's morality?
Well, we're moving kind of from one thing to another thing.
You made a very peculiar claim today that you have objective morality, and I'm trying to show you that you really don't. You pretend you do. How you're saying that God gives you objective morality? How? If God's a subject and he has opinions as to what is good or bad, how do you have objective morality? You can't just pretend.
Yeah, opinions. Well, you're asserting. Your assertion is wrong because you're saying that God has opinions, and that's incorrect. If you were to, for an example, if you were to create something, and you create it with the intentions of it being, let's say you're a painter, and you paint a picture of your mother and your brother, and then you show that painting to others, and they say, "Oh, that's a beautiful painting of Joan of Arc." You would say, "No, that's actually my mother," and they would say, "No, that's not your mom. That's actually a picture of this." And you're like,
This
"No,
is not relevant
that's
to
that's not."
ethics, right? You're talking
It
about
is relevant.
empirical truths. We're talking about ethics.
No, no, no.
Where are the moral facts in the universe? Where are they?
I'm getting. You're asking three different questions. Now you're talking about moral facts. You'd ask me about objective morality. So you want to talk about moral facts, or do you want to talk about objective morality? So
That's the same thing. It's the same thing. Moral facts is equivalent to objective
so
ethics.
I'm making an argument from creation. If in fact there is a creator, which means that somebody who has established space, time, and matter, that creator, the one who established the faculties that you have to reason, gets to decide how, like, what the parameters are. How
Why?
is that hard to
Why?
understand?
Why does he get to decide what is objectively good?
Well, the same reason you get to decide when you do a live, you get to decide what we talk about. Can I start talking about donkeys right now?
Listen, how do you know? How do you?
Can I decide to come on your
Sir,
live?
you're not tracking. You're not tracking here, sir.
If I
You're not
decide to start
tracking.
talking about anything other than the topic, you're going to remove me from the room because you have authority to do that. Correct?
No, it's a very simple question. How do you know that God's ethics are objectively good?
Because he said they are.
That's his opinion.
No, it's not an opinion. Do you know what an opinion is?
Okay, then how does God know that his morality is the best?
It's not
An
about
objective. An objective.
Because God is the actual measure for the quote unquote morality. He is the measure.
Okay, so you're saying that morality, so goodness is God's nature, right?
I'm sorry?
You're saying that goodness is God's nature, right?
No, not necessarily.
Where does the moral truths come from? God?
Well, I've already defined where the moral truths come from. I already told you that.
Where?
It's how God created the world. It's how he designed it.
What about him creating the world necessitates moral facts about it?
Well, in regards to something being a objective truth, I would say that that's in regards to what God decides to reveal to us, and he decided to reveal to us his law through his son, Jesus Christ.
That's just gibberish. I'm asking you, how do you know that God's ethics, God's rules are objectively good?
I've already explained that to you. I told you that that's what he's revealed to us through his word. It's in
and how do you know that what he revealed to you is objectively good?
Because God is the creator, and the creator of the world gets to decide the parameters.
But if he's deciding morality, that means that he just on a whim decides that this is good. This is the ED. God simply says things are good, and you follow that. How do you know that that's objectively good?
I've already pointed that out to you. Number one, it's taught in the Bible, which is God's word, which is God's revelation.
How do you know the Bible is objectively true?
Because it's the only parameter for knowledge. There's no
How do you know
parameter.
that? How do you know that? How do you know that?
How do I know that that's the only parameter for knowledge?
Yeah.
Because it follows the law of non-contradiction.
That doesn't make it necessarily true.
Really? So you mean to tell me that two things?
Earth is flat. Earth is flat. Earth is flat. It doesn't defy any laws of non-contradiction. Does that make it true? No, it doesn't make it true.
What are you talking about?
Just because something does not.
What I said.
Just because something follows the laws of logic. Oh my gosh.
You can't have a two-ended. You hold on for a second. You cannot have a contradiction exist. It does, like, if we're reasoning here.
I understand that, sir. Okay, I know how logic works. I'm asking you, how do you know the Bible is objectively true? And all you're saying is it doesn't defy any laws of logic. Okay, but that doesn't make it true. That just makes it logical.
No, we weren't talking about the Bible. We were talking about God's morality.
Right. How do you know that God's morality is objectively true? Because
I've already got there. Number one, God gets to determine the parameters in which
I'll grant you that, but I want to know how that makes it objectively true.
Oh, how does it make it objectively true? Okay, so when I say, we probably should be asking, what do I mean by objective? When I say objectively true, It means that it's essentially it's a fact of the matter. So because God is the designer, he gets to set the parameters on what constitutes something as. So God gets to decide whether something is good or not.
But he's deciding on a subjective basis. There's no objective.
So what do you mean that what do you mean by he's deciding?
It's just his opinion as to what's good or bad.
What do you mean
He just sets the own parameters for himself.
What do you mean
There must be something beyond God that demonstrates that this morality is good. That's why I don't think objective morality is even a coherent thing.
Why does it have to be something over God? Where are you drawing the analysis from?
Because objectivity means mind independent, stance independent.
I'm sorry?
And so far, God's morality is completely within his mind and stances.
God doesn't have morality. You're wrong. Why are you saying God has morality?
God doesn't have morality?
No, where are you drawing? No.
So God is amoral.
Yes, this is a very basic.
Okay.
You didn't know this?
Okay. So God is not good or bad. He's
God
just
is no. Yes, he's not. God is not held to a standard like we are.
That's not what I asked you, right? Like I'm asking, where does this come from?
There's no.
If you're going to say that God is amoral, then you just conceded that morality is subjective. Because for morality to be objective, it has to come from some objective source.
Morality is subjective to you. But if God, who is the lawgiver, let me ask you a question.
Just because you can give law, look, stop.
Okay.
Just because you can give laws, it does not mean that those laws are objectively true.
So
you know that?
Are the laws in the universe not objectively true?
No.
So the laws of the universe are not objectively true.
The laws of the universe.
Do you exist right now? Do you exist right now?
The laws of the universe are mind dependent.
Do you exist right now?
The laws of nature are mind dependent.
I'm asking a question.
Aaron, stop. Your question's irrelevant.
No, it's a simple question. Do you exist?
The laws of nature are empirical truths that are mind dependent. They're therefore, by definition, not objective. There's nothing objective about the universe outside of logic.
Okay, I'm asking you a question. Do you exist right now?
Yeah, I think so.
How certain are you of your existence?
Maximally certain.
100% certain.
I said maximally certain.
Okay, so maximally, I would assume on a scale from 0 to 100, you are 100% certain that you exist.
Do you know what maximal means?
I'm asking the question. You don't have to be condescending.
It's not 100% certainty, sir. I don't have absolute.
I'm asking you what percentage do you know you exist?
I don't know the percentage, sir. All I can know is
you don't know the percentage that you exist.
Nobody knows the percentage. How's it possible?
Okay, so let's just say, could it be 50%? 50% chance?
I'm as certain as I can be. I don't know what that percent means.
So you could be 50%. So wait a minute. Let me ask you a question.
Nothing's 100%, sir.
How sure are you that you are not racist?
I'm maximally certain. I'm as certain as I can be.
I'm asking you another question. How sure are you that you are not racist?
Maximally certain.
So you're not 100% sure you're not racist.
I'm as certain as I can.
Guys.
I'm as certain as I can be.
Atheism brings you to. This is what atheism brings you to.
Okay, how certain are you that God exists?
He's not even 100% sure that he's not racist. Can you answer that question one more time?
Do you know what absolutes are?
Are you 100% sure you're not racist?
Aaron, do you know what absolutes are?
I'm asking you a question. Are you 100% sure that you're not
Aaron,
racist?
do you know what absolutes are?
You didn't answer my question. Are you 100% sure that you're not racist?
Stop. Do you know what absolutes mean?
Can you answer my question? I promise I'll answer yours.
No, we're not going to do this shit, right? Nothing I know is absolutely certain, because for that to happen, I would have to be outside of myself, which is by definition not possible. The only things that I can be absolutely certain are definitional statements, like square circles can't exist. Triangles have 3 sides. Those are definitional statements. Beyond that, I could be a brain in a vat. I could be in a simulation. This could be all an illusion. I cannot be certain that I'm not in an illusion right now. That's why I am maximally certain about things I believe. Now, you can't escape this either. You can say that you have absolute epistemic access to God, but how do you know that? All you're doing is saying the Bible says so, which you're not certain about that being true either. So how do you get to absolutes?
Okay, can I speak now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's a few ways I can get to absolutes. The first way I would say is the evidence is in essentially reasoning. I'm able to rationally examine. I'm able to. Sorry, I got a call. I'm able to rationally. I'm able to rationally examine evidence. The fact that I'm able to use, quote unquote, my brain,
So
mind.
can I. So can I, sir. So
Okay,
can I.
hold on,
But
hold
you
on,
have that doesn't this
hold on.
does
I'm
not
getting
allow
there.
you to escape the absolute dilemma.
No, it does help allow me to. If you let me finish.
Okay, so then how do you know that this is not a simulation?
Yeah, I can get there because the evidence points to the contrary.
No, that's not absolute certainty. How do you know with absolute certainty that this is not a hallucination?
The same way I know, that God exists because the evidence shows that He exists.
That's not absolute certainty. Is it possible
No,
that
it's
God doesn't
certainly
exist?
absolute.
Is it possible at all that God doesn't exist and that's a hallucination?
No, it's actually not possible.
Why is it impossible for God to not exist?
Why is it impossible for God not to exist?
Yeah.
Because all of the knowledge that we have, all of the evidence that we could possibly get from every level of
That's not
analysis
you don't have to
points
invoke
that
evidence.
God
You're not
exists.
invoking
So
evidence,
until you show me
sir.
evidence that we're in a
You're
simulation,
not invoking
there's no reason for me to
evidence.
believe so.
You're not invoking evidence. Our evidence is irrelevant. I'm asking
I could
about
be,
absolutes.
okay. So if that's the case, maybe we're all just bacteria floating in, a jar
There
of
you go.
mayonnaise.
There you go. So then you cannot be absolutely certain about
So
God either.
no. So let me ask you a question then. If what you're saying is true, are you certain that you exist right now?
I am maximally certain. Yes.
Okay, so I can ask you a question. Can I be maximally certain that God exists?
Yes. That's
Okay,
all you had to do is admit that.
So no,
Thank
I
you.
honestly don't know what you mean by
Thank
maximally
you.
certain.
Thank you.
I don't
Thank
know what
you.
you mean by
So
maximally
you
certain.
don't have absolutes either.
So I'm asking you a question. What do you mean by maximally certain?
As certain as I could possibly be as a mind-dependent individual.
On what level of analysis?
Logical, empirical, analytical, and synthetic.
Okay. And you're telling me that you cannot be absolutely certain of anything, correct?
No, unless
so
it's within logic, I cannot be absolutely certain about it.
So is this statement that you cannot be absolutely certain about anything, is that an absolute statement?
No, nothing is absolute.
Have a good day, sir.
Beyond logic itself.
Conversation over. We're done.
Nothing is absolutely certain about anything. Guys, nobody has absolute knowledge about anything, especially not God, okay? So, it's embarrassing that people come up here and think they have an argument. Hi, how can I help you?
Hi. On your profile, it says you're an atheist. Are you the kind of atheist that denies God, or you just have an absence of positive belief?
I don't believe in a God.
Okay. Is that belief rational?
It seems to be.
Okay. What is the rational basis that God doesn't exist?
I never said God doesn't exist. I'm saying I don't believe in a God.
Okay. So
but it depends on the definition. Certain gods, like the Christian God, I would say entail some paradoxes, some inconsistencies, the problem of evil, the things like that.
Okay. So when it comes to the existence of a creator, you're suspending judgment?
Yeah. I don't know if there's a creator. In fact, I don't even know what creation even means definitionally.
Well, I'm talking about the idea that, or the concept there's a supreme being who is the ground of all being and the creator of all things that are not himself, definitionally. So
yeah, I don't know what supreme being is.
Okay, so your position is that you're not denying the existence of God, you're just suspending judgment.
I don't know what God is. God is just something, it's just a word. It's ill-defined, and I cannot assess it properly until it's defined properly.
I said God would be the singular, concrete ground of all being, okay, that is a mind, and created all things with the exception of himself, okay? Now, your position is...
No, not okay. What do you mean by creation, and why does it need a mind?
Okay. I am defining the existence of God, okay? God is that singular, concrete ground of all being,
Okay.
that possesses the attribute of being a mind, and who brought into existence everything that is not himself. Okay, it's a definition.
What do you mean by bring into existence?
Okay, are we really going to play that game?
Ex materia or ex nihilo?
Okay, ex nihilo.
Yeah, I think ex nihilo is I think it's logically inconsistent. I think that you can't get something from nothing.
Is that an absolute?
Well, it seems to me that nothingness is inert entirely and cannot actualize anything with substance.
Is that an absolute?
I'm maximally certain about that, sir.
Okay, that's not an answer to my question. Is that an absolute?
I don't have absolute epistemic access, neither do you.
What you're asserting that is not necessarily true. All you're just simply telling me is you believe it. Okay. So
I think that based on logic,
is that objectively true?
Nothing's objectively true beyond
true?
You're making an empirical claim, by the way, and we cannot come to absolutes empirically.
Yeah, I'm used to these kind of games that atheists play. Okay, I've dealt with atheists for a long time. Now, what you're doing is you're quibbling with definitions, which is you're rabbit trailing at this point. What I want to know is, do you suspend judgment that does not constitute the denial of a supreme being who is the creator of all things that are not himself?
Look, you keep supposing your definition of God. I will not accept it because supreme is something I don't even understand, let alone the creation, ex nihilo, something I don't understand.
Dude, this is really, I'm not trying to give you a hard time. This is really immature, all right? Now, when you say, oh, I don't accept it, okay, do you accept that there is a singular concrete ground of being?
Well, we can say that that's a quantum state. Sure, we can say that. It's a natural entity.
Okay. Actually, physicists do not assert that. Do you know who Lawrence Krauss is?
Yeah, I've met him, and guess what?
And I asked Lawrence Krauss.
He agrees with what I'm saying because
I asked Lawrence Krauss that question. I spoke with Lawrence Krauss, and I asked him the same question, and he said he didn't know. So why are you asserting that physicists say what the ground of being? What you're talking about?
I never said physicists say that. I'm saying that it's a possibility.
Can I finish, please? Well, I'm not interested in you telling me possibilities. Okay. First of all, in your position, what I'm asking you is, do you accept that there is a singular concrete ground of existence that dictates all that is and cannot be?
Yeah. Again, this could be a quantum superposition. Well, it's not supernatural.
Well, I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm not really interested in when people say it could be this, it could be that. Okay. What I'm interested in is simply, do you believe there's a ground of being? So do you suspend judgment that the ground of being is a mind?
Minds, yeah, I don't see any evidence of a minds beyond our own.
Okay. So do you just suspend judgment that the ground of being is a mind, or do you deny that?
Yeah, I don't see how it makes sense physically.
Okay. Do you suspend judgment that the ground of being a mind, do you deny that, or do you suspend judgment?
I'm not denying anything. I just don't think it's plausible or reasonable to suggest that. I think that all you're doing is you're asserting that there's a God with a mind and with no reason.
I didn't assert that, sir. I gave you a definition.
Wait, so then do you agree that it's possible?
Why are you interrupting me?
I'm just asking a question.
You're doing a dogpiling of one while I'm trying to speak with you civilly, which is a tactic that atheists pull all the time. And that's what you're doing right now. Okay?
No, I'm not asking a question.
No, you're being rude and you're interrupting me and you're doing a dog. You can smile all you want, all right? But you're doing a dogpiling of one. I've been entirely polite to you this whole time, haven't I?
Not really. You've been interrupting me, but go ahead and let's hear evidence for God. Let's hear evidence for God.
You're doing a dogpiling of one, and then when I point out to you that you're being rude, right, and you're over talking me, you accuse me of doing the very thing you're doing. You see, that's why you're laughing, because you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Yeah, and now more immature behavior.
So what's your evidence of God now?
Okay, well, first of all, I'm asking you, okay, that your position is that you suspend judgment about the existence of God. And I think the answer is pretty clear that that's your position. You suspend judgment, right?
Okay.
Okay.
What's your evidence for God now?
So the problem with that view is the denial of God isn't always formal. It can be informal. So, for example, if you affirm a proposition wherein the proposition entails that another proposition cannot coexist, that will be an informal denial. Do you understand what I've just laid out?
Yeah. Now, what's your evidence of God?
Okay, so, well, first of all, I didn't make any assertions about God. Right now, I'm asking you about your position because you have the atheist in your profile. Now, when you since you claim to suspend judgment about God, let's see if that claim holds up, okay? Have you made a judgment that it's not necessary to reference the necessity of God when speaking?
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Okay. Furthermore, okay. So to say that God is not,
God is
all right,
still defined.
Wait till you're done.
God is not. Hold on, let me speak.
No, you're interrupting me, but I'll shut up while you're being rude.
Thank you. So I don't think that God, as you have defined it, actually meets my criteria of being logical or consistent. I think that ex nihilo is a problem that you have to justify, and you have not done it. You've evaded that question so far. So I would say that you have a lot of work to do before you can even assert that I'm rejecting God or denying God when you haven't defined it properly.
Are you done? I'll take that as a yes. Okay, I've just ignored the last part of everything that you've just said because what you're doing is the tactic of evasion of the point I'm putting to you. This is a common tactic that atheists pull in conversations and debate. You can smile all the time. I'm well experienced with atheists. Now, you just said God is not necessary, correct?
No, incorrect. I did not say God is not necessary. What I'm saying is, from what you have posited about your definition of God, I think it is inconsistent. Hence, I cannot assert or assess its necessity.
Okay, that's besides.
Can you?
You're not responding to what I'm saying. Okay.
Well, then
now,
I have no reason to
finish. I appreciate if you would stop being rude to me. Every time I try to speak, you cut me off. I've been entirely polite with you. Okay. I understand this tactic. Now, you said that you have made a judgment that it is not necessary to reference the necessity of God when speaking. Okay. Or is it the case that you have made a judgment that it is necessary to reference the necessity of God? Which of those positions do you take?
I don't even know what God is at this point, right? It doesn't make coherent sense to me. That's why your entire argument is going on a tangent at this point.
I already gave you an operational definition of God. Okay,
which
so
includes
I'm asking you a question about this operational definition of God. Okay.
Okay.
You made a judgment that it is not necessary to reference that the ground of all being is a mind and that the ground of all being is necessary.
Right. If your definition of God is a ground of all being, well, that could be a quantum state, which is not even
what I'm talking about. You're changing the parameters of what I'm presenting to you. Okay. Now, I don't think that you have a shortfall of your memory here. So have you made a judgment that it is not necessary when speaking to reference the necessity of God? It's not a trick question.
If by God you mean a grounding of all being, I think that there is a necessity.
Why do you keep on changing the parameters of what I?
Hold on. Can I speak?
Okay, no,
you're
interrupting
of the grounding.
Look,
Sir,
dude, I'm about to leave. You've been constantly cutting me off. You've been constantly rude. You can smirk on the camera all you want, but all of the people watching here are seeing what you're doing. You're being rude, you're cutting me off, and you're changing the parameters of what I'm saying, which is a very common tactic. It's called rabbit trailing, and it's called red herring. Okay? Now, may I finish, please? Or shall I just leave, or you're going to continue to dogpile me?
What's up to you? It's up to you.
Well, are you going to continue to dogpile?
No.
That's exactly what you're doing. You're doing a one-person team of dogpiling by constantly interrupting me. And you're also being diversionary here. You are changing the parameters of the question I'm putting before you.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear it.
You want me and the audience to take you seriously, and you're giggling?
I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
Well,
So
I
so
really can't
the
take you
problem is,
seriously when you're behaving this way.
okay. Well, the problem is
I'll
that
repeat the
I don't
question
think.
again, and let's see if you dodge or you change the parameter of my question. Okay, it's a very simple question. It's not a trick question. Have you made a judgment that it is not necessary when speaking to reference the actuality of the necessity of God?
If by God you mean the grounding of all being, I would say yes, that there is a necessary
No,
being,
you just
which is the
changed
grounding
again.
of all.
You just did it again. You just changed the parameters of what I just said to you to something I didn't say. So,
Okay,
okay, do you realize you did it again?
Okay, so do you think that God is
Well,
can
I
create
want
ex
to
nihilo?
ask my question, and I would like you to give me an answer to the question and not change the question I'm asking you, and to verbally trying to distract and segue.
I cannot answer your question properly because I
I'll
don't know what
repeat
God
the
is.
question again that you didn't ask, and please do not change the
No,
content
I
and the
know the
parameters
question.
of
I
my
just want you to
question.
define God properly.
Right now, I'm ignoring everything you say when you interrupt me. Okay, this is a common disruptive tactic that atheists pull, and that's exactly what you're doing right now. And you can giggle like a schoolgirl all you want, but this TikTok audience is seeing exactly what you're doing. I'll ask the question again: have you made a judgment that it is not necessary when speaking to reference the necessity of God as the ground of all being?
What do you mean by God?
I've already gave that definition.
And I rejected it.
It doesn't know. Okay, this is a little game that you're playing. You're not rejecting it. You are rejecting that the definition of God from an ontologically is not needed for
What do you
whatever
mean?
reason. It
All
doesn't
you have to
matter.
all you have to do is say
Why
what
you
you mean
don't?
by
Why
God.
are you over talking me again? Okay, you're playing the definitional game again. Okay, it is a definition. The concept or the definition is that there is a singular, concrete ground of being, and it possesses, among other things, the attribute of being a mind. Okay, now, do you accept or reject that it is necessary to reference that concept as an ontological basis?
I think it's necessary for there to be a grounding of all being, which could
That's
be
not an
something
answer to my question. Have you made a judgment that it is necessary, or have you made a judgment that it is not necessary to reference the necessity of God as the ground of all being, possessing the attribute of a mind?
Sure.
Okay. Now, that constitutes an indirect denial of God as defined as the ground of all being. So it is a functional de facto denial without it being a formal denial. I'm sure you're familiar with modus ponens.
Great. So go ahead and show.
Are you familiar with modus ponens?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I am.
So if P, then Q, P, therefore Q. If you affirm any proposition, and the proposition entails that another proposition cannot coexist, then affirming the first proposition functions as a denial of the second proposition. Okay, are we clear on that?
Yeah. Now, can you demonstrate that this God has a mind?
Well, first of all, I'm trying to talk with you about the rationality, that what your position really entails, okay? And you're trying to change the subject to what I believe, which is a diversionary tactic, okay? Now, you are claiming that you're suspending judgment, but in fact, you are affirming a proposition that were it to be true, God could not logically coexist as the ground of all being, okay? Now, it's modus ponens. If P, then Q, P, therefore Q. You are affirming the proposition that it is not necessary.
Now, your job is to show that God has a mind and that
interrupting me, I'll just leave, because this is a common tactic that you atheists pull. Now, I've been very respectful to you. Now, you have affirmed that it is not necessary to reference the necessity of God. Are we clear on that?
Yeah.
Okay. That is a de facto functional denial, although it is an indirect denial. It's not a formal denial. So do you understand that there can be formal and informal denials?
Right. Now, can you demonstrate that God has a mind?
Okay, so are we clear now that in spite of the fact that you are denying that you are making a formal denial of God, you are making an informal denial?
Can you now demonstrate that God has a mind?
Sir, you are deflecting again. I'm asking you a question about your position, and you're trying to change the subject to what I believe. I'm asking you about your atheism. You agreed to that when you invited me on here. I said, I want to talk to you about your atheism. Now, are we clear now that although you don't make a formal denial of God, you are making an informal denial of God? It's indirect.
Okay.
Okay, so are we clear now for the audience that you do deny the existence of God, although you do it indirectly?
I deny a specific version of God that requires a mind because
You're
it's not been
changing the
justified.
parameters of what I'm presenting to you.
So look, you've talked to this entire live. Now, can I talk?
No.
Okay.
You just changed the parameters again.
Okay.
Of what I'm presenting to you.
Why should I have to assume that your definition of God is correct?
Deny God's existence indirectly.
Can you demonstrate that God has a mind?
You are changing the subject.
But just asking. Look, could you do that?
You are changing the subject, which is a
hypothetically. Could you do that?
You know what? I'm ignoring what you're doing right now. You can kick me out if you want to hear, but I'm ignoring what you're saying because it is a verbal diversionary tactic. I asked you a direct question, one adult to another. Do you understand that the analysis that I brought forth here is not a trick analysis? Do you realize that you are indirectly denying God?
Yeah. Can you demonstrate that God has a mind now?
Is that a yes?
I'm denying that God has a mind because there's no evidence for it.
Are you okay? This is not complicated, okay? What you're trying to do is you're trying to use your verbal skills to segue away. Very simple.
You're hinged on the
stand, although you are not formally denying God.
I understand.
You're agreeing with me right now, which is a tactic atheists do all the time. I'm trying to keep this very simple. Do you understand, although you are not formally denying God, you are informally denying God. You are not directly denying God, but you are indirectly. Can I finish what I'm saying to you, or do you just want to continue just to be diversionary? May I finish? Now, you are not directly denying God, but you are indirectly denying God. Are we clear on that point?
Fantastic. Now demonstrate God as a mind.
Sir, I didn't hear a clear answer. Are you
informally? Yes. Okay. Now demonstrate God has a mind.
So now we're clear as to what your position is.
Yes. Now demonstrate God has a mind.
Can I finish, please?
God has a mind.
You're changing my question. You see, this whole time I've been trying to clarify what your position is. And I haven't even finished yet because you're being verbally diversionary. Now, are we both in agreement now that it doesn't matter whether you directly or indirectly deny God, it still constitutes the denial of God? Are we clear on that?
Yeah.
Okay. So, just so we're clear, you are denying the existence of God.
Sure.
Okay, can you please tell me what is the rational basis that there is no God?
There's no mind. There's no evidence of a mind.
Okay, so you're saying God does not exist because you're unconvinced?
I'm saying that there's no evidence of a God. That's a good reason to deny the existence of a God. If there's no evidence, that's a good reason to not admit that there's a God. So what's the evidence that God has a mind?
Okay, so your position is, so we get this clear. So your position is the not God world is true because it hasn't been demonstrated to be false.
It is most likely not true because there's no evidence for it to be true.
About a likelihood here. Okay, first of all, that's a category error.
No, knowledge is not absolute necessarily. There are different degrees of knowledge. There's likelihoods. Truth is more likely.
I'll wait till you're done because what you're doing is you're very well practiced in verbal diversionary tactics.
You are trying to block me into a place that I just granted for the sake of the argument.
Now,
Darth, just
is it your
listen. Just listen to
position?
me. Look,
Is it,
look,
I'm
just
going to
hold
ignore
on.
you because I'm trying to get my point out. I'm asking a
on.
question about your atheism, okay? And you keep on trying to change the subject because you're uncomfortable. Now, your position is that the not God world is true, correct?
It is most likely not true, yes.
Okay. Is it your position? I'm not interested in you saying likely, probably, could be, or whatever.
Well,
Is it your position?
Well, that's what
It
truth
doesn't
means.
matter what line of reasoning that you use, whether it's inductive, deductive, abductive. Is it your position that the not God world is true?
Yeah.
Okay. So is the not God world true because it hasn't been demonstrated to be false?
It hasn't been demonstrated to be true.
I'm not getting a clear answer here. Is the not God world true because it hasn't been demonstrated to be false?
Look, all you have to do is give me evidence of a mind.
You're dodging my
All you gotta
question.
do. And
You
by the
are
way,
dodging my question. I asked you a
way-
legitimate question about your
by the way, the
position.
best you can do here is show that there's a
Is the
being
not
with a
God
mind,
world.
which leads you to deism.
I'll
right?
wait till
Look,
I'll wait till you're done interrupting.
thank
and
you.
dodging.
Great. Go ahead. You can sit and wait. Okay.
And
You
I'm
are
gonna ignore
assuming that.
everything you say until you're done.
Okay. Thank you. So all you have to do here is show that there's a mind behind the universe, and I'll grant you that, right, for the sake of the argument. But you still have a long ways to go in proving that there's a Christian God who loves us and died on a stick for us and cares about what we do with our peepees, right? That's the problem. You have yet to show that the Christian God exists with a mind. So stop trying to pinpoint me. Stop trying to block me in the corner. And please demonstrate that your God actually exists.
You're
That's all
well
we care about.
practiced at being diversionary. What you're doing is you are diverting attention away from my question about your position. Your position, I'll ask you the question again. Notice the pattern of behavior here that you're doing. When I ask you a very concise question, you give me an answer not to the question I asked you. Is it your position that the not God world is true because it hasn't been demonstrated to be false?
Sure, for the sake of argument, sure.
Okay, I want to be clear. When you say
Now,
sure,
what's your
you're
evidence
saying
that God
yes,
exists
the
now?
not God world is true because it hasn't been demonstrated to be false. Is that correct?
Sure, for the sake of the argument, just so you can move on.
I want a sincere answer, not for the sake of argument.
Well, the
I want
problem
a
is-
sincere
the
answer.
problem
Is it your
the problem is I
position that
can't
the
give
not
you
God... May I finish, please?
No. The problem is I cannot give you a sincere answer because you have configured the question in such a way that you would always win, right? It's a malformed question. I asked you what ex nihilo means. You cannot answer it. Your definition of God is shit. It is garbage. Okay? Furthermore, you have yet to demonstrate that God has a mind. I have no reason to accept a mind. I have no reason to accept a Christian God. A God who cares about what we do with our peepees and, where we go to the restroom and who we marry. That is yet to be demonstrated at all. So please get somewhere with this. Get somewhere. I understand you want to defeat me, but show me where God is and I'll believe it. Let's get to the crux of the issue. Let's get to the crux of it.
No, you're being diversionary.
How do you show God exists?
Okay, what you're doing is you are refusing to answer a couple of my questions by being diversionary, trying to deflect about what I believe. I am asking you about why are you interrupting me?
Because you are
because you're trying to divert from the question that you are uncomfortable with. You are literally uncomfortable with a simple question. Now, is it your position that the not God world is true because it hasn't been demonstrated to be false?
I already said yes, and I can't believe you're still on this question.
In philosophy and logic, that's called an appeal to ignorance fallacy, that a proposition is true because it hasn't been shown to be false.
Congratulations. Now show me that God exists.
Now, do you acknowledge that your rationale is a fallacy?
Yeah, because you set up this shit so that it would be a fallacy. No shit, it would be a fallacy.
There's no setup here. I
This
asked
is
you
ridiculous.
clearly. See, now you're lying.
You forced me to accept your dumb fucking question, dumbass. You forced me to do this. Why? All you had to do is
No,
demonstrate
you're
God exists
lying
and has a
right
mind.
now, sir.
You
Now,
are being an
are we clear
embarrassment here.
now? You're clear
Demonstrate
now.
God
Your
exists or
argument-
go away. You're wasting
Can
our
I
time
talk
at this
now, or are
point.
you going to dogpile me again?
Sure.
Yeah, you're dogpiling me again because you don't want to have an adult conversation, do you?
Okay, great. So then
Yeah,
go
are
ahead
you
and
going to stop
demonstrate God.
dogpiling me? Are you going to conduct yourself like a gentleman?
Are you going to actually demonstrate God exists?
Sir, I'm asking you about your position. What you're trying to
I'm
do is,
asking you about your position.
okay,
I'm asking you about your position.
You see, this is why it's impossible to talk with atheists, because you're trying to change the subject.
By the way, my position is utterly irrelevant to this conversation. I can believe in pixies. I can believe in poo-poo monster. I can believe in anything. My position's irrelevant. I am asking questions about your belief system. You can't answer.
On mic,
And
unfortunately, my microphone. You're dogpiling right now. You will
then
not
give
converse with
evidence.
me
Then
like
give
an adult
evidence.
right
You're
now.
just wasting our time.
Yeah, what you're trying to do is you're stalling and dodging and delaying. Now, do you realize that your rationale for atheism that you just gave is an appeal to ignorance fallacy? Do you realize that?
Okay, does this mean God exists because I've committed fallacy?
No, that's not
No.
what I'm saying. Okay, now,
Then,
do you have any other... Wow, dude.
Then whatever I say, whether it's a fallacy or not, is not relevant to whether or not God exists. So your job is to now demonstrate God exists through evidence, data, rationale. Can you do that? Can you do that?
Hey, sir.
Whatever I think is irrelevant.
What I'm trying, my question for coming in here, okay, from start to finish, is to find out whether your God denialism is rational. That's my question. What it's about. What you are trying to do is deflect to what I believe. Why do you keep on interrupting me
in the first place?
Why are you interrupting me?
Because you're not answering.
Right? No, you're interrupting me.
You're asking bad
What
questions.
you're doing is this is a well-worn atheist tactic. Now, do you have any other rational grounds that there is no God? Because you just admitted.
Yes, the evidential problem.
Can I finish without you dogpiling me again?
I answered your question.
Why do you persist in over-talking me? Because if you don't do it, then it's going to be incumbent upon you to answer my simple question. Now, your rationale that God does not exist is a logical fallacy. It's called an appeal to ignorance fallacy. Now, do you have any other rational grounds that God does not exist?
Yes, the problem of evil.
Okay. How does the problem of evil exist that the ground of all being is not a mind?
Oh, I thought you were a Christian.
Sir, how does the problem of evil negate that there is a ground of all being that is a mind? In order to falsify a proposition, you have to present.
Sir, I could grant you a mind. I'm asking you about your Christian belief.
First of all, I'll be glad sometime soon to talk about what I believe. I am inquiring about you as to the rational grounds. So your first line of reasoning, okay, for your atheism was to play the little definitional game. Then when you couldn't use that anymore, you tell me that God does not exist because there's no evidence for God. And I just demonstrated to you that's an appeal to ignorance fallacy. Now, what I'd like to know from you is very simple question. You said the problem of evil. How does unpleasant situations through the course of human history, no matter how unpleasant, how does that negate that the ground of all being is a mind?
I never said that. What I'm saying is that certain versions of God, like yours,
You're changing the subject now. Changing the subject from global atheism to local atheism.
I don't care about
the difference between global atheism and local atheism.
Yeah, I don't care about deism.
Okay, so when you start talking about, can we have a conversation here? Because I think I've demonstrated that I know quite a bit about this topic. So what you're doing is baiting and switching from global atheism to local atheism. You're a global atheist, right? You say there's no creator at all, right?
I don't know what creation means.
No, sir. So now you're playing the definitional game. Now we're going full circle again.
Define it.
Creation is all that exists that is not God, that derives from the ground of all being, that is a mind. Okay. Now we've already gone over this. Okay.
Okay. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Hold on. Let's talk about that.
Is this your tactic to piss off people who come in here and be rude and dogpile them? Is that your tactic? Is that your tactic to be rude and obnoxious? Now,
You don't
I'd
get a
like to
single. Let's
finish my
talk about
question.
creation.
I'm ignoring.
Relax. Calm down. Your blood pressure is going to go way too high, okay? You might get a heart attack. Listen, I do not know what creation means. If you're going to say ex nihilo, I reject ex nihilo. And if you're going to say ex materia, well, that could be something natural, right? So I want you to get to the crux of the problem here. I want you to show us that there is a God with a mind that is Christian. I want that kind of God.
No, you're not
right?
talking to me. You're being verbally diversionary.
Go ahead and demonstrate.
You're being verbally diversionary. What you're doing is you're just bickering with me to divert from my question, and everyone in the audience sees exactly what you're doing. Now, okay, how does unpleasant situations in the world show that the ground of all being is not a mind?
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay, could you give me another rational grounds for global atheism?
There is no evidence of a God. There's no evidence of a God.
That's an appeal to ignorance fallacy.
Look, there's no evidence of a mind. Why should I believe
That's an appeal to ignorance fallacy.
Why should I believe in God then?
Why should I believe in God? Look, sir, I want to have a conversation with you.
Why should I believe in God, sir?
Look, I'm about to leave. I'm about to leave.
Okay, why should I believe in God?
Because you are being completely uncivil and uncooperative. Okay? I don't expect you to agree with me.
Why should I believe in God?
Why do you keep on over-talking me? You know why you're doing this? This is a tactic of what you're doing to irritate your opponents, to divert from the fact I'm asking a couple of simple questions.
I'm another atheist trying to use a tactic on you.
Another thing is seeing sarcasm and mockery when you don't want to answer the question. How does the pleasant presence of death and suffering in this world logically negate that the ground of all being is a mind?
Stop strawmanning and start giving a reason as to why God exists with a mind. Go ahead. I don't care. I deny God exists. I commit a fallacy. Congratulations. Show God exists now. Show that God exists. Please give us an argument. Show us that God's required, God's necessary, that we need God. Go.
You keep on muting me.
Then answer the question honestly, and I'll stop.
Sir, listen carefully. I asked you a question. I've seen this tactic for many years by atheists.
I know.
Now, I'd like to know every time I talk.
Darth, I know it's a tactic. I know you think it's a tactic. It's not a tactic. It's just a conversation. Okay.
You do. You keep on.
Please answer honestly.
Sir,
what is your evidence that God exists?
This is embarrassing for God. Now, I asked you a question. Do you have any other rational grounds for global atheism?
The lack of evidence for theism.
Okay, that's an appeal to ignorance fallacy.
No, it's not. There's no evidence of something. Why should I believe it?
You just agreed a few minutes ago. Your position is that atheism, the not God world, is rationally true because there's no evidence for theism. That is an appeal to ignorance fallacy. Do I need to go over it with you again?
No, but you should show me evidence for God now.
Okay, you're changing the subject. When
when are we ever going to get to the subject of God?
Yeah, I'm not going to waste my time much longer.
Okay. Why not demonstrate God exists? Why are you here if you're not demonstrating?
If you use my microphone again and you continue to talk over me and bully and dogpile, I'll just leave. Okay, you're doing this as a tactic.
I promise I won't cry, Darth Aurelio. I promise I won't cry.
No, I'm just confronting you with your immaturity and your abuse.
Okay, well...
You're being immature and you're being abusive. Because you're afraid to answer my questions, aren't you?
I answered every single one of your questions.
No, you can't. No, you have been.
You're not answering mine.
Dodging them and deflecting almost the whole time I've been asking you a question. Now, when you say that the not God world is true because there's no evidence for it, that is an appeal to ignorance fallacy. Are we clear on that?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any other rational grounds that the not God world is true?
If you're talking about ex nihilo, yeah, I think that ex nihilo is not logical to me.
Okay. What dictates what logic is?
Definitions.
No, we're talking about the laws of logic. Are you saying that the laws of logic dictate ontology?
No, the laws of logic are
Does
descriptive.
ontology dictate the laws of logic? Or does
Logic is a mind-dependent process in which we describe.
Are the laws of logic causally effete, or do the laws of logic stand in causal relations?
The laws of logic are mind-dependent.
You're not answering my question. Are the laws of logic causally effete, or do the laws of logic stand in causal relations?
They are causally effete. They don't cause anything.
Good. So they don't cause any state of actuality, do they?
No.
Okay, so then you lose your ability to appeal to the laws of logic. Okay.
Why?
So
Why?
what is the contradiction?
Why?
What's the contradiction?
Why? Why can't I use logic?
Finish, please.
Why can't I use logic?
I'm really at the point where I've lost my patience with your constant diversionary tactics. Now, here's the problem.
Look, sir, I've been really nice to you lately. I can get meaner. Look, bro, I can get meaner if you want me to, right? Like, I've been nice to you this whole fucking time, and you're actually a prick. Okay. I don't give a fuck if you leave.
Bald-faced liar, you have.
Okay, you're here because you want to get viewers and followers. You know who the fuck I am, and you want to stay here because you're getting more followers and coins. I'm sorry, sir. Guess what? You're not going to sit here and babble. You're going to give a fucking argument for your God or go away. And I know you're a Christian.
Been nice.
We talked before, and I literally debunked your ass about Leviticus. Okay? You think it's okay to kill gay people according to your Bible. Okay? You're a piece of shit. You're a jackass. Give evidence for your God, and the reason why you're here still is because you want coins. So give evidence for God or go away. There you go. Yay. Wasting our time.
Hello. Right. Okay. Yeah, and this whole time, I just want, like, when you were talking to Darth, I just wanted him to shut the ever-living fuck up.
Yeah, me too.
Because A, number one, he couldn't be able to give proof. A, number two, he couldn't be able to give anything that could support his claim. And all he did was just talk freaking nonsense because he's a Christian and all that other type of stuff and yada.
Yeah. Anyway, come up if you guys actually have good questions to ask and good argumentation. Yeah. It's not worth my time. What made me come back to TikTok? Well, I care about things. I care about people. Each other's people.
How's it going?
Great. What do you got?
Good. So, is there anything inside of this system that is not rationally connected to each other? Is there anything inside of this system of reality in which we live that is disconnected from it? Is there anything that stands alone from the laws and the physics of all reality?
What do you mean, sir? I don't know what the fuck that even means.
Like, is there anything in reality in which stands apart from it, which would make it a non-connected system? That's kind of where the logic.
The universe could be independent. It could be infinite.
Okay, so the universe could be dependent and infinite from. Wait, it could be dependent on what? I'm just.
It's independent, dependent on nothing.
Okay. So so there's nothing inside of the system in which is disconnected, right? That's my belief. My belief is
sir. The universe is infinite. It could be infinite.
Yeah. Okay. So there's nothing inside of the system of reality in which we found that is disconnected. Everything has a complete rational linking from electrons all the way up to stars. There's nothing that is independent of the laws of nature.
Can you get to your point? Is this like, are you like Darth's little son or something?
Oh,
What's
no.
your point?
No, not
What
by
is your
any
point
means.
here? What's your point?
My point is that there's an interconnectivity between every single thing. Nothing stands apart from reality. And the term God is used to basically not concede a limitation to this reality. And meaning that
Okay,
there's...
who cares? You're just gibbering. You're just gibberating right now. What is your point? How do you know
Okay.
that God exists?
God... Okay, so first you're wanting to prove that consciousness comes from matter. Is that your another take?
Oh my gosh, bro.
Yeah.
Consciousness is an emergent phenomenon of matter. It seems to be from neuroscientific evidence. Bioelectricity in the brain, synapses interacting with each other, seems to yield the sense of consciousness. There's no evidence of a God required for consciousness, as far as I see.
Okay. And would you agree that intelligent matter creates intelligent matter? Would you agree with that? Like the rocks and the big bangs and the explosions in space create intelligence at some point.
Yes, matter can yield an emergent phenomenon called consciousness. That's it.
Okay. And would you think that if the universe restarted, everything exploded, everyone's unalived, would you think that eventually again it would restart and create life?
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
What's your point?
I mean, my point is that all matter that is non-living creates living matter. All matter has a constant primordial drive to create life, whether it is from the basic to the... Okay.
Most matter in the universe is not even regular baryonic matter. In fact, most matter is dark matter and dark energy, which is not even close to what we are. So
the thing we haven't found yet. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. And I think that you're going to come to find that cosmic radiation background in which we find is going to be a scientific term for God that creates life.
So all you're doing is relabeling things that already exist and saying that's God. Congratulations.
I'm not relabeling anything. Science is a foundation. Science is a system of discovery. Discovery means that things are already there. So I'm not relabeling anything. If anything, science is giving labels to things.
Look, if you're going to say that God is matter, of course God exists, right? If God is a piece of shit, God exists, right? If God is my left nutsack, God exists. Woo-hoo!
Yeah, I'm not going to give them. I'm not going to come off a Christian defense to you.
That doesn't get us anywhere new, right? You're just labeling shit that already exists. It's not discovery.
Okay.
All right. Have a good day. One more guest here. Let's get somebody with IQ above 50. No, it's a better debater. Oh, okay, but
get some Botox, you fat nigga. Fuck yourself, bitch asshole.
There you go. Everybody is saying Q-Top. Is he here? Come on up, Q-Top. Come on up. I'll defeat you again. I'll beat your ass again. Come up, right? I already debated Darth and Q-Top before. Come up again. I'll beat your ass again. Guys, look. The reason why I'm aggressive is because religion's aggressive. I'm not against deism or a mind behind the universe. I'm not against those notions. I'm against people using their beliefs to be harmful as vehicles for hatred and bigotry. That's what I'm against. You know, unfortunately, somebody has to speak up and be aggressive against these things. Because if we're not, we're going to let them just continue spreading like infections. He's scared? Who's scared? You're not up here, buddy. Nobody's up here. Anyway, I know they're lurking. It's okay though. There's nothing wrong with people up here, but it's the beliefs that are bad. It's the beliefs that are worse, right? And yes, I got heated in the moment and I called Darth a name that I should not have. and I apologize about that. I shouldn't have said that. But, you know, shit happens. It's not even worth my time talking about that conversation. It's a shit show. All right. Who else do we got?
Okay. I have a question about veganism. We'll take a break from the religion one. So if I hold the position that I don't think that me not consuming meat and stuff, not strictly diet, I know, isn't going to make a big impact. But if vegan legislation comes in, I'll vote for it. What would be the problem with that stance?
Well, you're saying that you're not going to be vegan in the meantime?
Yeah, because I don't think I would make a big enough impact. Whereas if legislation came in, I would vote for it.
Yeah, I think that's nonsense. I think that just because you individually will not make a big impact doesn't mean you should not do something. I think that that this could be used for murder, right? We'll make a big impact about if I stop murdering, it won't have a big impact. So might as well just make it legal, and then until it's illegalized, then I'll be against it. That's ridiculous. I think that we should do the right thing, whether or not it's legal.
Okay, I could see that. All right.
Okay. Oh, Eminem. I'm not here to get a gotcha. I'm really not. You know, I'm here to show people that the beliefs on the other side are bad. I know the debate scene is making it seem as if it's a competition. Who's the best debater? Who's the best? But all that aside, there's a reason why I do this that's more fundamental than that. It's to make the world a better place. You know, that's how change happens. We talk, we converse, we debate. That's how things happen.
Hey, what's up, Mike? This might be a dumb question, but my buddy was watching live the other day, told me to ask you, so I'm gonna ask you it. Would you think it's wrong to eat chicken eggs?
I do. This is a gray area. Many vegans think it's okay if it's a backyard egg or backyard chicken, but I think that I treat others the way I want to be treated. Right? I wouldn't want somebody taking my eggs from me, especially if I need them, or if I don't want them stolen from me. So I don't do it to other people. I don't do it to other animals as well.
Okay, so would that be the same? I'm just asking this as a question. I'm not making a claim here, but would that be like any different? Okay, like if it's wrong to eat a chicken egg is not living. So would that differentiate from abortion?
No, because when it comes to chicken eggs, the process in which we produce chicken eggs is not needed, not necessary. When it comes to abortion's a legal discussion. It's about a woman's bodily rights to me. Morally, there's a moral implication there as well. But abortion is a legal aspect. I think it should be legal because just as I think eating meat should be legal, right? I'm not against you eating meat. I'm not against you legally eating meat. I'm against you morally eating meat. The same with abortion. I think there are some instances where abortion is morally wrong. If you know that there's a baby inside of you and you wait to the last minute, that's wrong. But there's many justifications for getting an abortion legally and morally.
Okay. Yeah, that's all I had. I was just going to ask you that question. Thanks for having me up.
Yeah, nobody does that anyway, right? So to me, I think morally it's...
Hey, what's up? I have a question. So how is eating meat morally wrong? I'm just trying to understand.
Well, because every time you consume meat, you're consuming the meat of somebody who did not have to die. for the most part. Unless you're dying and you need to, and you're starving, I think it's wrong to consume animal products.
So if a lion eats a deer, that's morally wrong.
Well, lions do that out of necessity. They don't have stores like we do. They don't have choices.
Okay. So let's just round up all the lions and we'll just all feed them tofu and shit. Because no animals have to die, right?
That's not even relevant to what I just said. What I'm saying is, lions eat other animals out of survival. We don't. We don't have to survive on meat.
So let's just trap all the lions and let's feed them vegan food.
That doesn't make any sense.
Why? Well, then being a fucking vegan doesn't make sense.
Why would we do that when you cannot consume tofu?
I eat meat because I'm a fucking G. Because I eat steak because I'm a fucking stud.
Okay. Do you think eating people is okay?
Nah, that's just weird.
Oh, so why is it okay to eat a cow but wrong to eat a person?
Because beef is fucking W's. I'm not a bitch. I'm not gonna eat a fucking human.
Yeah, so you're not actually engaging the conversation. You just want to be a child? Okay.
Nah, dude.
So why do you think it's okay to harm a cow but not a person?
How else am I gonna make burgers?
Yeah, this guy's not serious.
You're a pussy.
I know it's funny, guys. I used to be non-vegan too, but like, look at what you're doing. You're harming others. You're sexually assaulting others. Hello?
Hello. I have a question. I mean, I'm kind of transitioning to it. Last 2 weeks of cooking all the meat in my freezer for my dogs, and it hasn't bothered me. I haven't had meat, but I have had seafood. And you had started to talk about that one time, and I didn't. Either I missed it or I wasn't quite sure that, like mussels and things like that, it's the invertebrate and they don't have feeling, or they do?
They do.
Okay, so which ones were you're saying it was this gray line with?
Chicken eggs.
No. As far as from the sea, fish and fish and mussels and clams, things like that.
Shellfish may or may not have nervous systems. We're not entirely sure yet.
Okay.
But I still withhold from eating them because they might be sentient. We know that shrimp are sentient, fish are sentient. It's plausible to suggest that fish may be sentient in the future.
Okay. And then one other quick thing, not to have the milk from a cow because it's the way that they are treated, the way that's processed. I mean, there's so much with PETA's done so much with animal rights and things like that. I mean, there's notes on everything, even on makeup saying humanely, whatever, does not use animals. So what about these dairy farms that are just for the milk?
It's wrong.
Okay.
It's wrong to milk somebody. It's wrong to milk somebody. It's wrong to take their body parts. It's wrong to exploit their bodies. What is your point, ma'am?
Well, I mean, when someone is switching, it's hard to cut it all out. So I'm trying to just do this gradually.
Yes.
And so far it's working. But
good.
That's it. That's all I wanted to see.
Good. Thank you. Yes. It's a step by step
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Change and learn. Learning is the key.
Okay. Thanks again.
All right. One last guest here. I might come back later, but I don't know. I took so much shit today on this live.
Yeah, hello?
Hi.
So, you're vegan, but do you want others to be vegan, or you're just saying it for it's a personal choice for you?
I do. I do.
And what's their reasoning behind it? Is it because of health reasons or because of animal rights? Why are you looking at me like that? It's a simple question.
Why would you want to harm an animal? That doesn't make any sense. Like, from my perspective, it's crazy. From my perspective, it's crazy to suggest that somebody might think it's wrong to be vegan or crazy to be vegan. It's crazy to be a non-vegan. It's crazy to look at an animal.
Well, we
let me
need the
its body
nutrients.
parts. What? What?
No, okay, the thing is, okay, my connection's bad. We need it for the nutrients. That's
No,
the
we
issue.
don't. We don't need nutrients from meat.
Yes, we do. Like, vegans have a lack of vitamin B12 and omega-3. So how are we gonna sit here and tell us we can't have meat?
We can get B12 from mushrooms and tofu and nutritional yeast and fortified foods and all kinds of tempeh and foods. Yes, it is enough.
Vegans usually need to take supplements in order
No,
to
we
get enough
don't
of
need
that.
to take supplements. We can get it from our food supply. But also, if we need to take supplements, that's okay. Why is taking supplements so bad?
No, okay, the fact that we have to take supplements for it means it's not natural for us to be
It
vegan.
doesn't matter if it's natural.
We're meant to be
It's also not
omnivores,
natural to drive a
biologically.
car. Sir, is it natural to drive a car?
What? That's besides the point. I don't know what you're trying to
Just
say.
look, just because something's not natural doesn't make it it doesn't make it wrong.
Like I'm saying, like our body needs it. Therefore, like you can't just say, "Oh, we have to avoid it."
Look, we don't need meat. We don't need to eat meat at all. We can get all the nutrients from plants.
Okay, what about those people in the steppes where they don't have farming land? What about those people in Africa? They need to graze. Like
Are
it's
you in
not.
Africa? Are you in Africa?
No, but this is not. This
Okay,
is
then,
not
then we're not
practical for
talking
all
about.
of
We're not
humanity.
talking. Look, sir, please.
It's not practical.
Do you have a store near you?
Yes, but I'm talking about humanity. I'm not talking about
Can
just
you buy?
myself.
Can you? Oh my. Can you buy plant-based foods there?
Yes, I can.
Then you can go.
Or
vegan.
$19.99 for something that's could be cheaper if it was meat.
Oh my gosh, you can go vegan and minimize your harm to the animals. That's that simple, right?
And not everyone is that privileged and next to Whole Foods
It's not a
or that
privilege.
rich.
I don't go to Whole Foods. Pastas, beans, rices, some of the cheapest foods on the planet. I'm saving money by going vegan. I don't. It's not expensive at all to be vegan. It's expensive to eat animal products, meat and dairy and bacon. That's expensive.
I've seen very expensive vegan products.
Oh,
like,
okay.
personally.
There's also very cheap cheap vegan products that you can buy as well. Why are you so biased here?
Okay, buddy, you do you. Like, I'll
It's
see
not
you
about
later.
me. It's not about me. It's about the animals that you're slaughtering, you're sexually assaulting.
I don't. Okay, look. This is what I don't get. You're atheist, so why does it matter? Morality is subjective
Everything
for you.
matters because all
Why does
we
it
have
matter?
is this one life and each other. All we have is these animals and the nature we have around us. Everything matters. Everything matters because
From
it's
your
finite.
perspective, one day we're gonna be passing on and nothing matters because nothing's gonna happen in the next life.
It matters
So
now.
why does it matter to you?
It matters now. It matters now. And that's all that matters.
Matters to you, but that's subjective because you're atheist. Anyways, that's
All
fine.
meaning and matter is subjective, including if you're a theist. Just because God exists doesn't mean we all of a sudden matter objectively. It's still subjective.
Okay. Anyways, I'll see you around.
I was curious about. I had a question, but I actually forgot it. I'm sorry about that. Have a good day.
Guys, this is another reason why I do these lives. Because people think that if there's no God, nothing matters. It couldn't be further from the truth. As an atheist, everything matters to me. People, animals, nature, my life, experience. Why does it matter? Because I enjoy it. I love it. I appreciate it. Because it's all we got. That's all we have is this one planet. Why would it not matter? It's sad to see people dependent on this God thing to have meaning in their lives. It's so sad. He's still ranting about me? Darth is still ranting about me? That's a compliment. Okay, guys. Well, just enjoy your lives. Stop harming animals. I mean, just think about what I'm advocating here for. Right? Just think about what I'm advocating for. Am I such a bad person? Don't harm animals. Love each other. Appreciate life. I'm the bad guy, right? I'm the baddest person. No, I'm trying to make people understand that there's another perspective out there. So thank you all for the gifts. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate you a lot. But today, if you guys have been here the whole time, I've taken a lot of criticism, right? And I understand the criticism and I appreciate the criticism. But I think that many people have the wrong understanding of who I am and what I'm doing. They think it's a personal thing. It's not personal. It's logical. You know, I'm not here to be mean to you. I'm here to be mean to your religion and your faith, because your faith has been mean to us. You know, that's all.